Please take a seat. Welcome, everybody. My name is Thijs Ekelschot. I'll be your host for this press conference today. Can I ask everybody to put your phones on mute, please, in order not to disturb? I've already mentioned we have simultaneous translation for you. And we have a question and answer session scheduled at the end of the conference. So if you could hold on to your questions till the end, we'll be able to answer your questions. At the same time, we're live streaming this event on YouTube. So I want to welcome the people that are joining us from around the globe to follow this press conference. We have a range of speakers joining us today. As our first speaker, whom some of you might remember from the Theta S launch, also here in Berlin, I'm pleased to introduce to you the founding father of the Theta series, Ricoh's Corporate Associate, Vice President and General Manager of Smart Vision Business Unit, Mr. Wataru Otani.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all for coming today. We introduced our first Ricoh Theta at IFA 2013. Since then, we continuously developed our Ricoh Theta series under the product tagline 360 Experience. What can we do to enrich 360 experience? Today, we have an answer. I'm so excited to introduce our new Ricoh Theta here at the IFA, along with our technology challenge. To get started, please enjoy this video. Now let me introduce, ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? This is a Ricoh Theta V. Okay, we have concentrated our new technology to the well-known Ricoh Theta design, which is said to be a perfect form of 360 camera. I am confident that this new model is the answer to enrich your 360 experience. Now, let me start introducing the Ricoh Theta V step by step from basic performance to advanced feature and extensibility. Let's begin from the basic performance. From the first launch of Ricoh Theta, we received lots of comments and the request. The most request was 4K video. With the Ricoh Theta V, we answered to this request along with many renewed features. To achieve 4K video on Ricoh Theta, we solved this subject by renewing the main processor and image sensor. For the main processor, we adapted Snapdragon from Qualcomm. In addition to renewing the sensors, we upgraded the image processing technology. Combining all these technologies, big improvement is made in image resolution and image quality. This gives more immersive VR experience. We have a comparison. Difference in image quality is obvious. See 4K, it looks more real. Improvements with image quality made this happen. These kind of differences are something you cannot tell from the product specification sheet. Ricoh Theta V also supports 4K live streaming output. Another request we received was to take underwater images. Now, you can do that by using our new accessory, underwater housing TW1. This housing is designed to optimize underwater images. Combining the 4K video with TW1, please enjoy this amazing underwater 4K video. Okay, sorry, 4K is very heavy data. Okay, see movie in demonstration corner, 4K. And next, we will introduce 360-degree spatial audio. By adapting 4-channel microphone in Ricoh Theta V, it records the audio in every direction, not only horizontal, but also in vertical. Shooting is simple as before. Just press the shutter button. Then Ricoh Theta V will automatically record the image and the audio sound. By adding 4K video and 360 spatial audio, overwhelming VR experience is widely opened to many of you with easy operation. To record higher quality with direction, use the Ricoh Theta V dedicated 3D microphone TA1. You can enjoy very immersive spatial audio experience. Afterwards, at the demonstration corner. Now, we made a big improvement in video. How is still image? Of course, it's improved. Okay, here is a comparison. See the difference of image resolution and color reproduction, especially around the sand of the ocean and the sky. The algorithm of image processing is renewed, especially with AE accuracy and white balance. The brightest difference is wide in this image. The Ricoh Theta V is expressing the texture of flowers located in the dark part, and is not washing out. in detail of the sky part. Next improvement is data transfer speed. Now, Ricoh Theta V is more smartphone friendly. Please see this figure. This is a comparison of the data transfer speed between Theta S and the Theta V. With the firmware update, the transfer time will be 10 times faster. This firmware update is scheduled within this year. Of course, the transfer speed is also improved with still mesh. With the fast data transfer, you are able to enjoy stress-free shooting, editing, and sharing. These are the improvements in the basic features. From here, I'll explain furthermore advanced feature and extensibility about the Ricoh Theta V. Here are the features. The Ricoh Theta V comes with dual wireless mode. We newly adapted Bluetooth in addition to wireless LAN. By connecting with Bluetooth, Ricoh Theta V and the smart home can be continuously connected. This increases the mobility and improves its usability. Continuous connectivity with a smartphone can also record the location information, even when shooting by releasing its shutter. Now, it has more ways to communicate with your smartphone. What is more, the Ricoh Theta V is designed under Android-based operating system. This is a very new concept with Ricoh Theta series. By designing the Ricoh Theta V with Android-based operating system, it is capable of high degree extensibility by using plugins. The Ricoh Theta V comes with a pre-installed plugin, Remote Playback. This is the world's first feature with 360 camera. With this function, the image and video inside the Ricoh Theta V can be instantly displayed to TV via wireless display adapter. Easy way to share and enjoy 360 images with your family and friends. Just try this out at the demonstration corner afterwards. Well, I have briefly introduced the Ricoh Theta V. From here, let me share you with our next phase. To facilitate Ricoh Theta to individual user needs, we want to expand the plugin selection. Let me show you some of the plugins. Now we are considering to develop a plugin with 3 areas: camera control, external device linkage, and cloud connectivity. For camera control area, we are discussing a plugin to change the angle of view or save the image as raw format, which is one of highly requested features. With external device linkage area, one is already pre-installed remote playback. Another is a plugin which saves the Ricoh Theta image to an external storage. It's also highly requested. And the last area is the cloud connectivity. One plugin is to directly upload the Ricoh Theta image to photo storage service Kenai. Direct here means to upload the image directly to Kenai Cloud website, not via smartphone. And we also like to challenge wireless LAN live streaming. And furthermore, from the first Ricoh Theta, we disclosed API, SDK for developers to create new smartphone applications. And from now on, the Ricoh Theta series and plan to be developed under Android-based operating system, we open the common environment to develop plugins. In the near future, we like to construct an ecosystem by starting a platform such as Ricoh Theta Store for plugins and smartphone applications. The next phase has just begun. Okay, thank you all for this opportunity to introduce our new Ricoh Theta V and the plans of our next phase. We are engaged in the evolution of 360 cameras and the environment to strengthen 360. However, it's essential to have many to be involved in VR technologies and marketing. We are very proud to have the guest speakers today from Qualcomm and Google. Both are doing very important work to develop 360 and VR experience. After their sessions, I'll be back to you for Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wataru. As our next guest, Raj Chalouri is the Senior Vice President and General Manager of IoT for Qualcomm Technology. He has published more than 35 journal articles, papers, and book chapters in many leading electronic engineering publications. He has been granted 13 US patents for imaging processing, video compression, and media processor architecture. Finally, Raj was chosen as number 5 on Fast Company's list of 100 most creative people in business in 2014. We're very pleased that Raj has been willing to share his insight with us today. Please join me on the stage.
Awesome. It's really my great pleasure and an honor to be here with you guys at the launch of the Ricoh Theta V. A tremendous product, as you can see, a lot of excitement in the marketplace for what this product can do. We started working with Ricoh, I think, sometime last year, on this new product, and very quickly, in a span of a year or so, we were able to get this to a stage. So very proud of the work the team has done, and lots of long hours on getting this stuff working. I want to talk about a couple of things on this product. First is there are a few industry firsts in this product. The concept of doing 4K and stitching 4K video with 3D surround sound on the camera so that it can be just sent from the camera directly was a concept that we felt would really make these things much more usable and possible. But there are a few challenges in doing that. One of them is, Ricoh had a beautiful form factor of Theta, which has been successful, for a while. And now when you basically put in 4 times the amount of performance, we went from 2K to now 4K at 30 frames per second, and surround audio and imaging and video, keeping the same size and keeping the same power consumption and the battery life was a tremendous challenge. But, because of the mobile technology, mobile has always had these requirements in having extremely low power but very high performance because of all the mobile phones that we have launched. We were able to bring the mobile technology to this particular space and really make that product happen. And we're very happy today that the product does meet the performance and power requirements of that very tight envelope without compromising the performance. So that is some terrific work. And then, Snapdragon was the processor that was chosen in this. It's one of our Snapdragon 600 series of products. And a lot of things come when we start using Snapdragon, and again, along with the Ricoh team, we were able to tune the image quality. As you know, Snapdragon is in a lot of the high-end phones. But 360-degree cameras and the optics, pose a slightly different challenge. And so we work closely with the Ricoh team to make sure the image quality is stellar, even in those conditions. And also supporting multiple microphones and recording multi-channel audio in sync with the video, so you get that complete immersive experience is something that we are very happy we were able to work on. As what Nani-san mentioned, most Snapdragons come with connectivity, so we have very high-speed Wi-Fi connectivity and Bluetooth integrated, so that allows the product to have these features of sharing and of the video very quickly and seamlessly. So very excited by all the work done by the team. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. One is the experiences that the 3D cameras can create, and particularly 3D cameras like this. So there was this. There's a lot of different motivating factors and a lot of different applications that you can think of. There is one we were looking at some time back. I don't know if any of you guys are basketball fans, but there is this concept that the best seat in the house is actually the courtside seat. And Paul Jacobs, who's the chairman and CEO of Qualcomm, has also a stake in Sacramento Kings. And one time my son is a big basketball fan, and I asked Paul if I could borrow his tickets when he wasn't going. So he gave me this pair of tickets, and I went to watch the Sacramento Kings sitting on the side at the front row. It is like an experience no other. I mean, you watch this stuff on TV, it feels great, but when you sit at courtside and you watch these athletes move and the speed at which it's done, it's unreal. It's really hard to explain, how real that feels. So the concept was, what if everyone had a courtside seat, and without having to go, ask Paul for the tickets because he only has so many of them. So one of the concepts we had was, what if we could make a 360-degree camera with immersive sound that anybody in the audience could hold, and you had a VR headset somewhere, and you could now stream that video directly from that place, and you could experience that. I think it's a very, very compelling use case. We at Qualcomm spend a lot of time on VR and AR headsets, and we have quite a few of them that actually use our processors. But I really think that it completely changes the experience of watching sports or of watching videos or concert performance and so on, when you're able to stream this 360 camera back to the person at home. It translates that experience into a new place, and I think that's clearly going to happen very quickly. Actually, the 360 video is coming so quickly that a lot of people don't even know every places you can get it. So I don't know if I was just skimming through the US Open app on the App Store for the tennis tournament that's going on, and I just noticed, there's without much fanfare, that all the practice courts are now streamed live with 360 cameras. So you can watch Rafa Nadal practice in 360 right now if you have the US Open app. It's amazing. 360-degree video is just making into our lives just like that. What we've done is we've actually worked with a lot of partners, and there's another partner of ours called ODG. They actually make those glasses. Those have Snapdragon in them too. They're actually 360. There's actually full VR AR glasses, and they're like a few ounces, like 7 to 8 ounces kind of thing, just very light. You can just put them on. So you no longer have to put on this big immersive, heavy headset, and those will play video from the Ricoh Theta V. So you imagine putting on those things and sitting at home or whatnot, and this video is being broadcast live from someplace. So we are working on the whole end-to-end creation of both video content creation and video content consumption. And the best stuff is still yet to come. This is one of our first products. So again, very excited to be working with Ricoh, and the products that they produce. We are actually honored to be the supplier for their product, and it's been a great collaborative experience, both engineering-wise and in terms of learning the specifics of the market, and also a real proof point in the kind of products you can build when you take mobile technology that ships in billions of devices a year into these kind of products. How quickly we can transform the experiences these devices can provide when we use mobile technology and deep sub-nanometer technology in terms of GPS, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and video and processing and Android, just like that. So now you can get an open platform where you can launch a lot of applications. So that's been a great collaboration, and we're looking forward to continuing to drive this use cases and learn more about the use cases along with Ricoh, and optimize our chipsets for the next generation so we can really enable this end-to-end ecosystem. Once again, it's my pleasure, and thank you for having us here.
Thank you very much, Raj. For our next speaker, we have invited the face behind Google Street View. Charles Armstrong was driven Google's campaign to align Street View with the emerging 360 camera market. This includes launching the Street View app, the Open Spherical Camera API, and Street View Ready hardware certification program. We're very pleased to welcome Charles once again, so please join me on the stage.
First of all, I want to thank Otani-san and the rest of Ricoh for inviting me back out again. It was an honor to be here 2 years ago, and it's an honor to be here again in 2017. Okay. Apologies. Awesome. So, thanks. 2 years ago, I was here, and it was a big day for us. Not only were we commemorating the Ricoh Theta S, which was a big step forward for 360 cameras, we were also announcing the Street View app. and the pairing of the Street View app with the Ricoh Theta S. That's a powerful combination because for the first time ever, we democratized what it meant to be able to create Street View content. This is a shot where some of you joined us 2 years ago. This was a lot of fun. So I'm really delighted to fast forward 2 years later and be here to celebrate in the Ricoh Theta V. And there's some big advancements, and you guys heard about these today. But those advancements really extend into real-world impact with the app developer community. And Street View has been a close collaborator with Ricoh and the Theta series from close to the beginning, which is perhaps an explanation. I was trying to figure out what the S and the V stood for. And that's my theory, is that it stands for Street View. Now, Street View is one of Google's most beloved brands, and we've canvassed many of the corners of the earth with many different types of cameras over many different types of equipment and animals. And this new entrance into the 360 camera market is an example of how we can go so much further and share so many more stories, put people in our own footsteps. So Google's been doing this, obviously, for quite some time. And since the last time I was standing up here, we had a lot of fun here in Germany by taking a miniaturized version of Street View into Miniature Wunderland, I hope I said that correctly, with a little tiny mini Street View camera on a little tiny mini Street View car. And more recently, we took people right to the edge of an active volcano. And there's just nothing like that type of experience, being there, practically feeling the warmth on your face. But these stories aren't just Google's to share, there are stories to share. Everyone who now has these cameras in their pockets. I've been a member of the International VR Photographers Association for many years, and every year that I go out, these photographers are all excited about their DSLR cameras, but at the end of the day, every time we go on an expedition, they're all whipping out their Ricoh Thetas because it's the right combination of quality, convenience, portability, affordability. It's a very good form factor. And so that's something that we've been leaning into here at Google, is making sure that people understand the implications of this as it comes to mapping the local sides of our universe. I'm going to share a quick video.
Hey.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too. Can I sit up right here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks.
So, do you need anything from me?
No. Just, here.
What?
It's all done.
Are you hungry?
Starving.
So,
So many mac and cheese.
I had 2 different kinds of cheese in here, and then...
So there's a key stat there at the end of that video, which is we did a study. If you take the same maps listings without photos and 360 photos attached to them, and you add photos and 360 photos to them, this is true across various categories of business listings, the prospective visitor interest doubles. That's pretty impressive. You know, even by Google Maps standards, the amount of traffic we see, it shows how important this type of content is in instilling greater confidence in people as they're trying to decide where to go next. So back at the Street View Summit in May in Tokyo, we announced 4 new certification standards for Street View compatible products. And the broadest of these is Street View Workflow Ready. And the basic tenets of this standard are that if you have a product that can shoot 360 photos, stitch them together, and then also create connected experiences from them and publish that to Street View, that's a workflow-ready product. And so we're delighted today to announce that the Ricoh Theta S and the Ricoh Theta SC have both been certified as Street View Workflow Ready. This means when you see the seal on the side of the box or the website or wherever you may encounter it, you can act with confidence knowing that this will deliver that signature Street View experience. And I just heard offhand, just before this event, that 30% of all of those who are using a Ricoh Theta in the United States are using it with the Street View app already. So that's a tremendous amount of sort of crossover between interest in 360 imagery and interest in creating Street View. And I'm excited to see where that growth will continue to take us over the next couple of years. So this is what it looks like in our products. Now, the other big standard that we announced at the Street View Summit was mobile ready. And this for us was an opportunity to plant our flag out on the horizon. There were no products at that time that could be certified as mobile ready, but we were really excited about what it stood for. And although Ricoh couldn't announce at that time that they were working on a mobile ready camera, we had our suspicions that they were. The idea with the mobile ready cameras are that you can actually create content as quickly as you might consume Street View content. That is to say, you can walk, bike, drive a car, and at any speed you feel comfortable moving, you can create Street View. Our minimum resolution requirement is 4K, which, as you've heard, is no easy accomplishment for such a conveniently sized product. But I am delighted to say that the Ricoh Theta V has met these requirements. And because it can support on-device stitching, on-device preview and publishing, it is the first example of a really good sort of intuitive Street View collection experience where you don't have to stop constantly and take lots of different pictures. So I'm going to quickly take you through what that publishing experience looks like in a very sort of stylized slide form, and then I'm going to take you through an ugly real-world video of what that actually looks like in practice. So when you turn on your Theta and it emits its Wi-Fi signal, you want to connect your mobile device to that Wi-Fi network. At that point, our capture button, that's that little blue button down in the corner of the screen, it turns blue instead of being orange, and that means that you're connected to your Theta. Now, this is a brand new screen that we're showing off here that now has a new mode called Auto Mode. And auto is just as it implies. It is fully automated, so you don't have to do any of that heavy lifting anymore. As you move through the world, it actually plots your path out on Google Maps. And when you're done, you can preview your video right there on site, and you can publish it on site if you'd like to. And then as soon as you're done publishing it, it's there and it's available for you and everyone else in the world to consume as real Street View. So we had the pleasure just a few days ago of actually taking one of these out into Garfield Park, which is right across from Google's headquarters in Mountain View. And there's a colleague of mine who's doing a wonderful job acting as a walking tripod, so I commend him for doing this for me. And we're gonna watch a very low-tech video here that I shot, and the purpose of this video is really just to show you that without any smoke and mirrors or heavy editing, or any editing really, that you can do this on site. So it's not the most beautiful video, but the point is to show you that this is real, and it's really this easy. Hey, this is Charles outside Garfield Park here in Mountain View, Google's headquarters. You just witnessed my colleague and I canvassing this exercise field, and what I wanted to do now is show you what that looks like inside the Street View app. That is the GPS track that was created as we recorded with the Street View app. And we can actually jump in and preview the video that came with this recording. I can pause, I can look around while it's playing as well. There I am actually documenting the experience for that GIF that you saw on the previous slide of the presentation. And yeah, I can even jump forward and backward in time. So with that, what I want to do here is jump back out to the private tab and show you that with just a couple of clicks, I can go ahead and choose to select a video and I can upload it. Now, in the interest of time, I've gone ahead and uploaded this so that you can see an unedited video. But if I switch over here to my profile tab, which shows me my published content, I can see my latest collect, which is Garfield Park. And we walked 1/10 of a mile, apparently. There's our same GPS track. And here's various different keyframes from along the track. So if I want, I can go ahead and jump into any single one of these. And now what we're seeing is actual Street View. We're no longer seeing a 4K 360 video. Instead, we're seeing individual frames from that video that have been spatially mapped out as first-class Street View. I can even click to continue to move up and down the field. There I am documenting it. There's this beautiful park. And just to reiterate, this is the exact same content as what you'll see from any other camera that contributes to Street View, but now coming in a very convenient and affordable form factor. So we're very excited about the type of content we'll start to see from the new Ricoh Theta V. Thanks for watching. So, I mean, you can imagine what this is going to do for people that have stories to tell, that want to refresh what Street View looks like in their neighborhood or add Street View to their neighborhood. It's really democratizing, and for me, it's personally very powerful and exciting to see that opportunity. Now, the last thing that I want to share today is some of you may be familiar with the ability to experience Street View in a VR capacity today with VR mode in the Street View app. You can do this today with a cardboard headset or with a Daydream compatible device. And with the Daydream headsets, you also have the ability to even use a remote control to move up and down various spaces. What we haven't been able to do before today, and so this is the first time we're announcing this, is that in our counterpart Earth VR application, where you can fly around the world in 6 degrees of freedom, you can act as a plane or a bird in the sky and swoop down into any city and get down to a very local level. We've never been able to take you really below, call it, tall building level, because the geometry, the fidelity of the imagery just wasn't there. Well, the combination of this world experience, navigating experience in Earth, and Street View content it's like peanut butter and jelly. It gives you the ability to go in now and suddenly see the world at world scale and move in and out. And so remember that volcano that I showed you a minute ago? Well, now this is an example when you fly into that volcano from Earth VR and actually launch into that 360 content. That's awesome. And what this shows me is that this future of VR authoring, it's here. It's not 5 years away anymore. It's upon us. Anyone can now author this type of content. So in summary, we've certified the Ricoh Theta S, the Theta SC, and we've certified the Ricoh Theta V as Street View mobile ready. We're also announcing that very soon we'll be launching Street View, including any Street View that you create inside the Google Earth VR application. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Charles. Very exciting to see all that lays ahead for us. Some questions that most of you will want to have answered. The Ricoh Theta V will be available in Europe at the end of September at a recommended retail price of 449 euros. The TW1, our underwater case, will be available from the month of October at a recommended retail price of 199 euros. And TA1 will be available for 269 euros. You see that on these slides. With that information, I want to continue to our question and answers. So first of all, I would like to invite our 3 speakers back onto the stage. Furthermore, let me introduce Shinobu Takahashi, who has over 30 years experience in the consumer imaging industry and has been managing Ricoh's global sales and marketing operation as the president of Ricoh Imaging since April 2017. Please join me on the stage. So we have people at the back and the sides walking around with microphones. Please state your question clearly, in English preferably, and we need to speak into the microphone, otherwise the people that are following us via the live stream won't be able to hear from us. Anybody, any questions? It's always scary to be the first one to ask a question. Let me ask, oh, sorry. Gentleman over there.
Hello, I'm Mark Forstmann, and we did the video over there. And so the question is, how did you manage the heating of the camera? So because it's so small, so powerful, has so many capabilities, my question is, how did you manage that it's not overheating after a small time?
Yeah, that is a big problem for a kind of 4K video and the 360 cameras. And sorry, regarding this kind of technology issues, our engineering team came here today. So after this session, please ask them. Hey, that is a very secret, but of course they can speak something you, yeah, good news. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Because we were very convinced about the quality.
Yeah, I can make maybe a couple of points for that. So, you know, I think that's what I was saying before, is that a lot of the consumer electronics today, if you look at cameras and so on, don't really use mobile technology. So if you look at the Galaxy Note 3, which was launched at IFA maybe 4 years ago, we had 4K 30 recording in that, and that used a Snapdragon processor. So we had 4K 30 recording many years ago at very, very low power. That was actually 2 process nodes behind. So today, this processor that's being used is in a very advanced process node. That means process geometry. That means it's the gates are very small, so the amount of power it consumes to do 4K is actually much smaller than anything on the market. And also, what happens in mobile phones is that because we always had to work on batteries, the processors we built have some special modes of operation. Like, for example, when you're doing video recording, only the video engine and the camera engine are on. Everything else in the phone is in the chip is off. So we manage the power very, very tightly because we are used to having to run these kind of use cases in mobile phones. So when we first met Ricoh, that was something I had promised to them, that we will deliver in that power envelope. And everyone felt that seemed like a tall order. But by that time, we had already launched many mobile phones using that chipset, so we knew how to get there. Of course, there are differences in the phone, in the camera itself, like the lenses and optics and system level, which the Ricoh team did a very nice job of optimizing. But the processor side, we had done that before. So.
Thank you very much.
I hope that answers the questions. Who else has a question? Mr. Takashi, maybe you can explain to us with regards to the positioning of the Theta, the new Theta, versus the previous 2 models that are on the market at the moment.
So we currently have 2 models, Theta S and Theta SC. For the time being, we are going to continue these 2 models together with the new model Theta V. But after several months, I think Theta S will be replaced as a top-line model by Theta V, and Theta SC will be continued. This is the rough ideas for the lineup of Theta at this moment.
Other questions? Maybe one question that I'm dying to get an answer from Charles is regarding the uses of people using Theta with Street View. How have you been able to get from what we're doing with Theta S to Theta V, making this mobile-ready step with our camera? How long has this process been going on for you?
Thanks. It's a good question. So when we certified 2 years ago, our program was under a different name, and it was a pretty basic concept, which was just published Street View. But what we've seen is that the 360 camera industry has really been growing by leaps and bounds. And I would say it even if I weren't at a Ricoh press event, but the Ricoh Theta line has really been setting the bar very highly for everyone else to follow. And so we've been working with our top partners to figure out how we could set the bar, the expectations, the design standards for the next couple of years, just within reach, but far enough out there that the content that's created from video as opposed to photo is something that will yield a sufficient Street View experience. That's not easy to do because the content that comes from these cameras at individual frames, even with the Ricoh Theta S, which it's spectacular that it can capture images every 8 seconds on interval mode, that's a far cry from 30 frames per second. So to be able to step that up, we felt was really setting the bar pretty high. And that's why even though we announced this standard in May, it's taken until now to get our first camera on the market that's actually meeting that standard. So it's always a bit of a balance working with the industry to try to plot out where you're going to be and not set your sights too far. But I feel like we worked this one out pretty well together, and I'm very excited. I think this is actually going to establish a new norm of how you create this content. And now the discussion in the following years will simply be one of resolution and positional accuracy and things like that. But we will probably never, ever again think of individual frames. We'll start thinking of video that can be mapped spatially, or you can watch it as video.
Thank you very much. Then, gentlemen, if you want to take your seats back. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you. As for the closing of this press conference, and if you want to be among the first ones in the world to experience our amazing 4K video, spatial audio, and remote playback functions, we have arranged a test and try at the back of this room for you. So just download the app, the Theta S app, from either the iOS or the Google Play Store, and you'll be able to have the same experience. Additionally, we've arranged the world's first review samples to take with you for a short duration. If you want to test the product outside of this room, just speak to one of my colleagues at the back of this room. Then I want to finish saying we're working closely with some amazing companies and content creators from around the globe, and we always welcome your feedback to help us improve our products for the future. So to everybody, thank you for joining us today, and feel free to reach out to any of us during your visit at IFA. We have a booth located in hall 11.1, and we welcome to speak to you there. Thank you very much.